I'm going to do a brief video walking people through the HVAC20 software, focusing on likely load range. This is going to be your client screen. And briefly, this is your 4 questions quiz. This is your free quote questionnaire, which you'll go through with when you're at the kitchen table. These are your free quote measurements. Indoor, outdoor, and electrical are information about the indoor unit, information about the outdoor unit. If it's a mini split, the details, and any details about the electrical service. This is really useful for the installers. Here's the static pressure worksheet. In this sample case, the external static pressure is calculated at 0.8. Here's the notes: static pressure 0.8 with PSC motor. Make sure the client is aware they need significant duct improvements if like-for-like replacement is desired. Here's the installed choices, which hopefully is working. You can drag columns around. Right now I have it, the details is good, better, best, and fantastic. And then down here are the equipment choices, including price ranges. This helps people sort of narrow in on what equipment's going to be best fit for them. It also has the smiley faces, so they can match up their, if they want certain of the 6 functions, what you would do is you would help them understand which of the 6 functions are important and how the equipment they're choosing is a matchup. So filtration, fresh air, humidification, load matching, dehumidification, and mixing. You can do a preview of this. So this is printable form. I think we're going to be adding more of the information, but this helps. This is not the sales report. This is sort of the install report and the reminder for the sales guy. And then next is report ranges. And this is where likely load range comes in. You click on this and it's going to take you to, so your inputs would be zip code, year built. You probably want to print this off after you get it completed, or save it separately or screenshot it. But let's say you had a 2,300 square foot house and your heating design temperature is 21 and your cooling design temperature is 95. So these are the 3 things that you're going to be entering that go into the calculation below. If it's a 1-story home with a crawl space, this is where your likely load range numbers are. Let's go back. Looks like the heating system size in this example is 20,000 to 75,000 likely load range with a current size of 60,000. Cooling system is 12 to 46 likely load range with a current size of 3 tons. And the duct pressure range is 0.3 to 1.5 with a measured external static pressure of 0.8. And then the notes is likely way oversized and static too high for ductwork. So you would pull your numbers. Maybe that was a 2-story with crawl, or that was a 2-story with basement, but you'd get your numbers from here. And what we've done with this spreadsheet is we've included the range of the green. So this is the likely load range between 22 and 82. And then this is the range of the green within the likely load range. And what you're doing is you're helping people understand the variance of load in a typical home their size. unless you do a really thorough load calc, which means measuring the insulation in the walls and the ceiling and measuring leakage. You could go to real extremes and do duct leakage and duct leakage to outdoors and room by room load calcs to understand if you're getting the right flow for each of the rooms. So they can narrow down and get a really tight load calc. The challenge is if their house is imperfect, they're not at this point trying to perfect their house. What they're doing right now is trying to replace their HVAC equipment. And so one of the things that we're encouraging people to think about is when it comes to comfort, you're going to want the right-sized equipment for a decent house, because if you size it for a terrible house, it's unlikely that that house is going to be comfortable anyway, particularly if you go with single stage, because single stage is going to be grossly oversized for 99.99% of the year. So we really want to encourage people to lean towards the green and lean towards small in the green if they're not getting multi-stage or variable speed, variable output, because the equipment isn't going to give them long enough run cycles for good load matching and good mixing. And what we're finding is oversized equipment is terrible at good load matching and mixing throughout these houses. The areas closest to the equipment, particularly if the equipment is oversized, are getting satisfied very quickly. And usually the thermostat is near the areas adjacent to the equipment. And so the ductwork doesn't even begin to warm up or cool down before the equipment shuts off. And if you want good cooling, you need your ductwork to cool off, and then the room can get cooled. If you want good heating, you need the ductwork to heat up, and then the room will get heating. And so if it takes 10 minutes for the ductwork to heat up or cool down and your equipment only runs for 7, then those far rooms aren't getting heat or cool. So is there any question that the upstairs is uncomfortable or the far rooms are uncomfortable? It shouldn't be, but this is one of the things that the homeowner needs to be educated about, because once they're aware of it, light bulbs go off and then they understand why they want better equipment. So anyway, I want to make this video as brief as possible. So I think I will stop it here.